we started this episode by talking a lot about Lightning AI Studios, which is a product, a web-based product that you can use as an individual or as an enterprise at basically any size. But in addition to PyTorch Lightning, you touched on some other open source projects out of Lightning, like Fabric. I think there's others. There's like a compiler.
Yeah, I mean, we've open source pieces of the stack that you need. For inference, like we found PyTorch Lightning. PyTorch Lightning is for model training and fine tuning. You can use it to do forward passes. There's a mode where you just freezes the model and it'll do that. But for an inference, like production inference, the forward pass is only like one ingredient. It actually needs to be more of a system. Maybe like you connect a RAGDB and this and that. And so people will use something like Fast AI to do that. But then you have to implement your own batching and streaming and this and that. And so then we created something called LitServe, which is PyTorch Lightning for inference, basically, where you can grab multiple models if you want. You can put them all together. You have full control, but you get automatically all the features like batching, streaming, security, all the things you'd need to put an actual inference server together. But you have full control over what the models are, right? I think to my knowledge, that's kind of the only tool that exists out there today. There's other stuff, like I said, Fast AI and things like that, where you can write it yourself. And then things like VLLM and SGLang are more like if you were to take LitServe and write a very opinionated, very optimized LLM serving engine specifically with like batching, streaming, like KV caching, and you started with LitServe to do that and you put all those pieces perfectly together, you would end up with something like VLLM. So it's more like a high level tool than anything else. So if all you want to do is just hit run on a CLI, then LitServe is not that. But if you've got multiple models and you need to build your own inference engine, then that's what LitServe lets you do. And so tools evolve over the years, and we found that there were certain gaps that we needed to fill in the market. All of Lightning today, all our inference runs on LitServe. And we have so many customers run on LitServe today that are like consumer products with millions of users. And it's perfectly scalable.
What do you think are the big gaps that you're going to need to fill in next? Like obviously you have this big ecosystem of open source tools and commercial products that allow us as AI engineers, data scientists, people who just want to make AI work in the real world tons easier. What else is missing? What else is next?
So we had two gaps. One gap was having enough GPUs for everyone, which I think we solved now. And then the second gap is a talent gap, which is a data scientist who wants to do inference or fine tune or something, and they're used to more like sklearn, NumPy type stuff. So that's what we have our vibe coding agents on our studios for. Now bring those problems there, describe what you want, and it'll just do it for you. And so we want to close the talent gap with the vibe coding part.